Hello, welcome back, Box1 here, and while I collect LEGO Castle, Space, some Star Wars stuff from the 70s, normal town sets and stuff like that, keychains, and even slightly weirder stuff like Fabuland and LEGO pens, I also collect weirder stuff, like this that you see here. Some things that most people don't even pay attention to. So, we're going to be looking at all of these today. We're going to be looking at all of these, but in no particular order. I just think they're all interesting, so I'm going to show them off to you today. I think we'll start with the smaller ones, and then we'll work up to the big one. So, I do hope you'll enjoy. The first one and the smallest one I have here are the spiders. I collect Lego spiders. I have a bunch of them in random different colors, but these are the two that I actually have separate from other sets, and I think they're pretty cool. I like them. This is a glow-in-the-dark one. It is not just white, and then the other one is a trans neon green, which is kind of cool. I'll actually turn off this camera light so you can see it glow in the dark, and you can see how it glows like that. You can kind of see it showing off some light. A very, very cool Lego piece. The next thing I have here are these vintage Lego flags. Another thing I like to collect. I've only gotten two of them. This is the red one, there's the blue one. They're pretty common in older sets, so they're not that expensive. I think I got them for less than $1 each. I think they were just 40 cents or something like that, but they're a pretty good piece, pretty cheap piece, and kind of interesting. You can put that on the back of like a dune buggy or something. Very nice. The next one we'll be looking at is kind of interesting. It is these 4x4 curved corner pieces. And I always liked these. I've always liked them. And so I decided I want to try and get as many of them as I can in different colors. One in every color, which isn't that hard. I mean, they're not expensive or anything. They're just a bit hard to find a bunch of them in one store. And so I got as many as this. I got the dark green, white, red, blue, black, yellow. So basically all the main original colors. Then dark, is that light gray, or I think that's light bluish gray, dark gray, dark bluish gray, and then that weird lavender pink, not pink, lavender, but I think it's called bright pink. Could be wrong about that. But a very nice pink there. And they're just a cool piece. I like them. I just think they're very interesting. Very nice. And another thing that I really like are these old classic Lego windows. Now, I first saw these in a 1963 set that I got, or at least I got a bunch of it. I didn't get the whole set, unfortunately. But yeah, these are very cool windows, and I like to collect one of every type. And you can see there are the glassed version and then the glassless version. You can see better at like an angle there. Which is glass and which isn't. You can see there's some glass in the corner. Somebody shattered it and ripped out the glass, so as you do. But these are cool. They can have a very cool effect on them at distance, and it kind of makes a more blurred picture, and I think it's kind of cool. I used that in a camera mock for like an old Polaroid or something like that, and I think it looked pretty cool. But anyway, there's the doors as well. I collect the doors with the glass in them. And I don't have any of the really small ones, unfortunately, yet, but hopefully in the future I will. Very nice. The next one we'll be looking at is the slopes, and going with the slopes, kind of the McDonald's Happy Meals, and we'll talk about that in the beginning, since they're all at the bottom. I like to collect all these McDonald's Happy Meal bricks. Now, I only have 4 right now. I have Ronald McDonald, which is kind of the most important one. We have the dog, the duck, and the Hamburglar. I don't know these two's names, unfortunately. Maybe I should do research on that. But anyway, I'm trying to collect all of them. I want the Grimace one because obvious reasons. But yeah, kind of interesting. And I try to actually complete the Happy Meals. I only have enough to complete this one right now. I'll try and see probably later if I can try and build the Ronald McDonald or Hamburglar. I don't think I've looked those up much, but I can't build the duck because she has a lot of those pink pieces, and those are hard to find. Or at least not hard to find, but something that I don't have. We can move up towards the other things that are non-McDonald's related. There are these racing pieces for the front of a race car, just these simple banner pieces from basic sets, and a mouse, because of course. But yeah, they're just a cool little thing I collect these 2x3 slopes which I always liked. Very nice. The last weird thing that I collect that I'd like to show off is the totem pole. Usually I have this all as one giant pole, and it measures quite tall. Right now I have it taken apart because I want to show you it actually in frame, because if it wasn't, it would kind of just take up the entire length of this filming area here. So I guess we'll start with the actual bottom of it, kind of see how that connects there. And we'll start with the yellow. It kind of goes in color order, so you can see this. We have the clock, the basic pieces at the very bottom, with no prints on them. A cat, which is very cool. Pineapple polka dots, a lot of polka dots actually. The green with the overalls. Red, a lot of basics. I think I have the most of the red. More of these dots, polka dots. A mustache face, that's very nice. And a bunch of these freckled faces. A car front, a fire engine piece, a monkey, a parrot, and then we get into the blue, the basics, stripes, the actual body of the parrot, which is kind of cool. You can combine them. The suit, the mustache guy with the black head, and then the female with the black hair. Then you get the lion, which is actually a really cool one. I like the lion. The monkey, the gray piece, and then the bear and the dog. Very cool. I forget how many I have, but there's a lot more that I need to collect. There's a pink one that's very cool, like classic pink type pink. That's English. Yeah, I just really like getting all of them, and that's my goal, to get all of them. And I'm not too far away, but I'm also not too close, which is kind of interesting. And I really like collecting these. These are probably my favorite thing to find. But yeah, I do hope you enjoyed. I know it's a different type of video. I usually don't show off weird things like this, but I just thought might as well. And that's why I did it. So, I do hope you enjoyed, and I shall see you next time. Goodbye.